Greetings all you dirtbags and problematic page turners. Oh, the galaxy, she is a burnin'. Brother has turned on brother and sons have betrayed their father, the Emperor of Mankind. Today we're talking about Garro, Weapon of Fate by James Swallow. It's an episodic narrative comprised of a collection of Battle Captain Nathaniel Garro's daring missions to bolster the ranks of the Knights Errant, sniff out corruption within the Imperium, and pursue answers to his questions of faith and purpose. Before we go too far, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single video, and check the description for the Amazon affiliate link and pick up your copy of Garro, Weapon of Fate, and help support the channel today. Now, how about a synopsis for the Emperor, beloved by all? Garro, Weapon of Fate, the 42nd book in the Horus Heresy series, written by James Swallow, centers on Nathaniel Garro, a loyalist Death Guard Space Marine and former battle captain of the Eisenstein, now serving as Malcador the Sigillite's Agentia Primus. Garro emerges from the shadows of the Silent War to undertake dangerous missions across the galaxy torn by betrayal. From the ravaged battlefields of Isfahan to the hallowed halls of Terra's Imperial Palace, he wields his unmatched skill and resolve to protect the Imperium's innocence, confronting the traitorous forces of War Master Horus. As Garro carves his own path, he wrestles with questions of faith, duty, and his evolving role, forging a legacy that will echo through the ages in this thrilling, action-packed novel. There's so much going on in Weapon of Fate. Where to start?
In the beginning. Yeah.
Well, for one, as I mentioned, the book is an amalgamation of short stories and novellas centered on Nathaniel Garro. You know, he's the strapping loyalist Death Guard battle captain that broke ranks with his traitor legion and risked everything to flee the betrayal at Isfahan and bring a warning to the Empire. Weapon of Fate is a compilation and adaptation of material from previously released audio dramas, such as Oath of Moment, Legion of One, Sword of Truth, Shield of Lies, Burden of Duty, said duty, and Ashes of Fealty, along with the novella Vow of Faith. It also includes some additional Garro-related content, like the short story The Watcher. While it's presented as a cohesive novelization of Garro's overall story arc in the series, focusing on his role as a knight errant after the events of the flight of the Eisenstein, it functions as an anthology in structure, with individual pieces grouped into three main parts that follow Garro's missions chronologically during the Horus Heresy. Its flow may be distinctively different from a standard novel, but it works, damn it. As far as things like setting, action, grim dankness, and over-the-top enemies, deeds, and machines go,
where are the traitors?
like any other Warhammer story, at least the ones I've read, they're right on brand with being insanely awesome and metal. What makes this book stand out for me is the struggle, loss of, and search for purpose, sacrifice, lack of trust, finding faith, and second chances. The missions Garro goes on vary in aim and danger, but they all serve to help him find his purpose, either by doing the bidding of Malcador the Sigillite or by pursuing his own investigations. It's not just that he lost his legion, it's that no one wants to trust a guy from a traitor legion. And can you really blame them? On top of that, the guy can't even worship in peace. He's got to be all on the down low, like a Christian in China or a college in America. Let's talk about a couple of these missions so I can explain why I love this book so much. In one, Garro convinces the Ultramarine Tylos Rubio to use his psyker powers to save his brothers from a massacre at the hands of the traitorous Wordbearers. What's the big deal, right? Like, why would you have to convince someone to do something like that? Well, Big E said no magic in his Imperium.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations.
I guess he was worried about his sons coming down with the Chaos Clap. Apparently it didn't work. You know, boys will be boys. Anyway, Rubio eventually relents to Garro's suggestion and uses his forbidden power to save his brothers, who promptly turn their backs on him for disobeying the Emperor's decree. even though he was technically following the orders of Malcador, who is the Emperor's number 2. Bunch of blue falcons if you ask me. No, but for real, this was a powerful moment for me as the reader, which is what you want from your stories. Something tragic, brave, and
iconic.
And Astartes' legion is his life, his oath to it, and the Emperor is an unthinkable thing to break, yet Rubio was put in a position of having to choose between saving his brothers or honoring his emperor's commands. In the end, he saved his brothers and was shunned and excommunicated from the Ultramarines for it. But now he still serves the emperor through Malcador, carrying only his old legion sword as a reminder of where he came from. I'm by no means doing justice to Swallow's prose here, but trust me, the struggle Rubio went through was a real shot to the sack. The mission on board the Dagger Line, another refugee vessel of loyalists fleeing the massacre of Istvan, muddies the waters of the War Master's civil war. It makes a few of the questions the Imperium is struggling to answer very evident. Who can be trusted? Is it just to write off every legionnaire from a traitor legion? And is it wise to assume every legionnaire from a loyalist legion is a true brother? How do you fight a war when the enemy knows you so intimately you can't tell friend from foe? Now, I will say I could tell some things definitely smelled fishy with this one. So the betrayal by the rogue White Scars wasn't super shocking, but it was well done. And it only wasn't shocking because at this point, readers have become so suspicious that we know nothing is as it seems. So nice try, James, but you didn't get me with this one. Now, one of, if not my favorite mission, is the Istvan recovery mission. Garro, Rubio, and Varin return to the scene of War Master Horus's betrayal. And what they find there is horrifying and yet at the same time, kind of hopeful. They find a group of survivors trying to find a way off planet who tell the 3 knights that there's a monster hunting them in the city. To cut a long story short, the monster is an Astartes driven mad by Horus's betrayal who goes by the name Cerberus. In reality, he's Garvio Loken, son of Horus and 4th member of the War Master's Mournival. And the survivors, they were actually poxwalkers in disguise that Loken was spending his free time killing, driven by some deep down knowledge that they were evil. He attacks Garro and the other knight errants as well, but they manage to stop him and offer him a second chance as a servant of the Sigillite. I gotta say, for me, I loved this redemption. I'm also just really glad that Loken survived. I love him as a character. Him and Garro are easily my favorites. Honorable, deadly, duty-bound, but not blindly dogmatic. They both think and contemplate the cause and effects of their actions, the why. Garro even flat out disobeys Malcador to his face on one of his missions, when he refuses to kill a scribe who discovered Malcador's secret plan to build his own legion on Titan. Garro and Loken are just complex, cool-ass characters. At this point, what can I say about a Warhammer book that I haven't already said? If you like Warhammer, I don't see why you wouldn't like this book. I will say, if you're looking to get into the Horus heresy, but your butthole puckers when you realize there's around 60 books in the series, do this. Read the first 4, then pick a faction you really like, either loyalist or heretic. Can you tell I'm a loyalist? And look up which books cover that faction. I went with the Grey Knights, or the Knights Errant in this part of the lore. And this was the first book I read after Flight of the Eisenstein, which is book 4. I've also read The Buried Dagger, which ends right before the Siege of Terra, which I will do a review on shortly. And I think I'll read the Vengeful Spirit before I start the Siege of Terra books, which wrap up the heresy. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. If you're curious about the heresy, or want to learn more about the founding of the Grey Knights, give Garro Weapon of Fate a read. Grab it via the link in the description and be sure to let me know in the comments what you thought about the review or the book if you've read it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay problematic.